Hey y'all, my name's Nick Phillips. I've been playing disc golf since middle of '06. I live in Chattanooga, Tennessee, born and raised. Started playing at the Sinks Disc Golf Course. And I have been asked to do an In the Bag. I'd like to start off by thanking my sponsors, Innova Champion, Birdman Disc, Recognize a Miracle, Birdie Bag, Sun King. I believe that's it. We'll start off with the bag that I carry. I carry a big Heiser Ergo. A lot of pockets. I can carry more discs than I need. Got extra pockets for your snacks, of course, and a little rain fly, a little mini pocket, all the goods. And so I'll start off with the frisbees I throw. We'll start with the putters. I putt with AVRs and throw AVRs. Starting with the thrower putters. For my overstable, straight to overstable or sidearm approaches, I carry a KC Glow. It's 175, real firm, very overstable, good into the wind. For my straight to flippy, longer putts, straight approaches, woods turnovers, sidearm turnovers, I carry a putter I got from a good buddy of mine up in Nashville, Mountain Man Dan, and he hooked me up with this Ching AVR. Told me to put it to use, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Appreciate for that one. And then I have my putting putters. If it's a little bit windy, a little bit of a Heiser putt, maybe a little longer pitch putt, I have this worked in 10 time that I got from my buddy James Cole in a trade a couple weeks ago, and it's already the one. I like it. It's going in. And then my main putter, it was a big bead, but the bead has been completely worn off. I call it Matlack Dog because my buddy John Matlack gave this to me out of his bag. It was one of his main discs, and I'd been after it for a couple years. Just loved the way it feels, and one day after a tournament, he pulled it out of his bag, threw it to me, and told me to put it to use. And it was my main putter at Worlds. I switched to it, and my average rating went up probably 20 points that week. So that's my main putter. I'm loving it. Thanks for that one. Now we get to the core of my bag, which is mid-ranges. I throw mid-ranges a lot. I like to stay in the fairway. I'll give up distance for accuracy on most occasions. Starting off with the mid that I've thrown for the longest, pretty much learned to play this game with, and that's the rock. The longest disc, the disc that's been in my bag the longest is this 02 CE Winthrop rock. Believe it's like 176. I've had it in the bag since 07. It is warped, chunked, beat up, creased, very, very understable and priceless. That disc I throw a lot, does what other discs just won't do. Next rock I have here is straighter, still a little understable. It's a Rainbow Stamp 10 time 177 I got from Birdman. He hooked me up with it. It's been a very good flyer. I can throw it straight, know that it's going to hold, slightly finished right with not a lot of fade. And then a disc I throw a lot each round, especially in the woods, is a Ontario rock. The difference in an Ontario and a Rancho is glide mainly. This disc, you can throw it nose up, it goes straight, has a slight right finish, never really comes back, but it's a very slow turn. It does not catch an edge and try to dive, very subtle. I throw this anywhere from 80-foot long putts to 320-foot turnovers through the woods. That's a very nice disc. And then for my overstable rock, I have a non-plus mold 12 time that is fairly brand new. I could throw it on Annie and it'll finish, or I can throw it Heiser and it'll hold it, finish left, not a whole lot of skip. And then one of the newest additions to my bag is beadless mid-ranges. I've been a rock guy for a long time, and I kind of went out one day without my bag and borrowed a disc from a buddy and fell in love with this Mako. And it's just different. It has no finish. Any line you hold it on, whatever angle, that's how it hits the ground. You can throw it dead flat, it goes dead straight and falls dead flat. It's just different. And then one of the newest discs in my bag, a QMS, an old CE plastic 176. It's a little bit faster than a Mako and maybe a little bit more overstable. So that is definitely becoming a weapon very quickly in my bag. Which, between mids and fairway clubs, as you're seeing, is pretty much my entire bag. Like I said, I'd sacrifice distance for accuracy almost every time on the course. It just seems to be the way I score best. Is, you know, some players go for everything, and I'm not that guy a lot of times. I used to be, and it got me in a lot of trouble. So now I pretty much try to stay in the fairways and hit putts. And these help me do that for sure. The fairway clubs that Innova makes are, I think, the cream of the crop of the game. I mean, really. Everybody has a fast driver they make and like, and everybody has a putter, but these fairway clubs are consistent for sure. And starting off with the old Last Run TL, I've had this one for a few years. It's beat in now. It used to be dead straight. Now it'll stand up and kind of hold over. A little soft finish, good roller disc. Next I have a Second Run TL, and it still has flashing on it. It's overstable, so I can kind of crush on it, and it actually finishes late, almost like a T-Bird, but it's honestly a little faster just because it's very, very flat. Next T-Bird is an old Glow I got from my buddy Matt Kreider. He hand dyed mushroom on it, and one night we're at his house trading discs, and couldn't believe he came off of it, but he did, and he's been trying to get it back since. But it's a staple in the bag. I can throw it in any wind, headwind, tailwind, crosswind, and I mean, this thing is just straight. Has a lot of integrity. Next T-Bird I got, I call it Blurple. It's an old opaque beater. I mean, it is beat. I can hyzer it, you know, with a lot of angle. It'll stand all the way up, over, and never come back. Great shot through the woods. It's my roller T-Bird. Get a lot of hard holes with that disc, it seems. My next T-Bird is my meat hook. It's almost, I mean, there's not a lot of difference in this, and I carry Eagles as well, and this is almost like an Eagle. I'm getting it worked in a little bit, so it's like an Eagle with a little bit of glide, but it's the new really, really stiff, overstable Sparkle T-Birds, or Metal Flake T-Birds. This is a 175, and it is very, very, very overstable. I can ante it into a headwind, and it finishes very consistently. The next T-Bird I carry, it's the newest one in my bag. It's the new 12 time. Has a little bit of dome to it, a lot like the old 11 time KC Pros. A lot of the team guys in the last few weeks have really been preaching these. Josh Childs and Matty O and James Cole, all talking about how nice they are, how much they are like the old ones. So they told me to get a lighter weight one, see how I like it. I picked up a 170, and it is where my blue T-Bird finds the ground when it gets stable. This tends to be as stable, but it floats left. So it's a little different shot through the woods. It anti-flexes better. You know, you can keep it straighter because it's not trying to find the ground as quick. It's a long T-Bird. It does go a long way. You could throw it high with Annie and watch it eat. So I think I'm gonna like that disc. It's not a full timer yet, but it's in there on trial. And then the next fairway club I carry is the Eagle, and this was my money maker this weekend at Worlds for sure. In the wind, it's like a T-Bird, but it is a little more stable, a little less glide, so it holds power very, very well. This old CE, it's an X mold 174. It's very straight, no turn at all to a consistent left finish. Goes a long way for a fairway club. And then I have an 11-time champion Eagle X that is 175, that is very, very overstable. So if I have an Eagle distance shot, you know, a 320 to 380 hyzer, I'll usually carry both of these up to the T-pad, and depending on what wind, I can trust either one. If it's a headwind, I'll go with this one, and if it's any other wind, really, I'll throw this one right here. This is a little more forgiving. It's a little less stable and tends to skip a little straighter. And that might be my favorite fairway club. The next club I carry, like I said, their fairway clubs are very consistent. I consider this a fairway club. The epitome of consistent, for sure. It's the Champ Firebirds. I don't know how anybody plays without one in their bag, honestly. Any wind, any condition, sidearm, overhand, forehand rollers, skip shots, spike hyzers, thumbers. You can do it all, you know, with a good Firebird. I carry two 12 times. One of them I carry is just a flat top, kind of opaque 175, good in the wind. I've got it beat in to where on a sidearm I can ante it and get it to hold straight for a little longer, because brand new, these flat tops, I mean, they're turning out of the hand. So it's good to have one worked in a little bit finally. Nice rock pile designed by one of my buddies here in town, Willie Spurgeon, and so that's kind of one of my favorites there. The next 12 time I carry is another flat top, and it is a 165. And the reason I like the lighter ones, they're as stable, but you can kind of get them out there with less effort or a little further before they turn. And so for chip shots in the fairway, where it's a 600-foot hole, I throw a little tee shot and I'm just chipping up. I like to use the lightweight if there's no wind, and seem to be a little more accurate with it, not having to put as much effort into it. And then those are both FXs, and I carry a F mold, old Champion edition, one I just got from my buddy Ziggy this week at Worlds. I did have a really beat up FX in here, but it's just a little bit too beat up, so I've gotten this one. I'm working it in, and I'm really liking the way it flies. It's like an old Firebird, you know. It goes, I can flick it, get it to go and turn, but it's always going to come back super stable, and so this is a good disc. I use this a lot for sidearms mostly. So that's the fairway clubs, and this will be the shortest section of the video. Will be my long-range drivers. I carry 4. I carry a bottom stamp Poppy Star Destroyer. It's overstable. I can lean on it. Goes a long way. Consistently finishes back. Those skip shots, sidearms, spike hyzers. Really good overstable long distance driver. Stay in the fairway with that. My long destroyer, if I want to put a little turn on it or try to get a little extra distance, is an old kind of a hybrid disc. The light's not very well out here, or you can see a little better, but it's kind of Champion and Star mixed. A little bit of dome to it, but not. It's got a little pop, but it's not super pop. And I've had it worked in for about 1.5 years now, so I can get it to turn, come back late, you know. One of my max distance discs here. If I'm trying to throw one 500 feet, that's probably what I'm using. Another mold I've added to the bag a little recently is a Wraith, and I lost my bottom stamp Star, or else it'd be here with us. But I'm loving the Pro Wraiths. They have a lot of glide, less effort than a destroyer. You can throw them high and get a turn across the field, and it's still going to come back. Very consistent. Good for backhand long rollers if I'm trying to lean on one. I'm liking the Pro Wraith. A lot of glide. A lot of the older Innova guys are really liking these. Have been suggesting some of the Pro plastic drivers, and so I'm taking note and trying it out, and it seems to be working. And then the newest mold to my bag, and becoming one of my favorite discs, is the Champ Sidewinder. And I know not a lot of guys throw this. It was because of Josh Childs out of Augusta. He gets a lot of birdies with Sidewinders on a lot of holes that you're trying to get your T-bird there. It's just not the right line. And I'm loving the way that these things roll. Brand new, the ones that are not plus mold, a little bit of pop, and they roll a mile, they hold a line, and air shots through the woods. They're unrivaled in some of the lines that they can hit. and I've got a couple worked in. This is the one I've been throwing at Worlds, and I'm loving them. That's the newest mold in my bag. And I carry a Dude Mini, down under disc evolution out of Australia. Met him this week at Worlds, super cool guy. So I thought I'd give him a shout out. He's running a 2015 tournament down there. That's going to be big, and so I figured I'd give him a shout out. That's what I carry. All Innova, one Millennium disc, but Innova, and I love each and every one of them. Every one of these discs, I have super high confidence in the shot at hand. So I appreciate Innova Champion for producing this equipment for me to use, and helping me out along the way. Rock pile.